The name of Allah is the most gracious, the most merciful. Today is the one teacher in here. He teach the Institute for ADC, and we need to know him, and we need to know the job of teaching. And you can just introduce yourself to us first.
Okay, my name is Ashraf Ahmad. Yes, my name is Ashraf again, Ahmad. I'm writing teacher at ADC Center. This is my second year as a teacher, as English language teacher and science teacher at the same time. I'm teaching science at schools, primary schools, and English language at ADC Center.
Teaching as a job, do you think like it's a good job for you as Ahmed? And you know, teaching it's a good job or a bad job because many students when they graduate, they want to be a teacher, but they do not know what's inside teaching. But you know how teaching is a good job or bad job.
Yes, I choose to be a teacher. Okay, I willingly choose to be a teacher. When by the way, I graduated from the College of Science, so I supposed not to be a teacher, but I choose after that to be a teacher because I like the job. I like this job precisely. Okay, so for me, teaching is not just good job; it's the perfect job for me.
Because you said you choose you were study science and you being a teacher, but teaching you choose it because you have a passion about it, or you just you have something inside it.
Yes, actually, there is too much things. I cannot just say because I have a passion because there is so much another issues. Because, for example, for me as a science graduate, chemistry precisely, to be a teacher for me, from a financial point of view, is better than to have another job in my field. This is number one. Number two, I like teaching. As I told you before, I like teaching. I know I feel like I'm a talent. I'm a talented enough to handle the classrooms. Even I told you that I'm teaching kids. I'm teaching between 7 years old up to 16 years old. For this age, exactly teaching is not just about delivering information. It's challenging because it's about handling classroom, having your classroom management strategies, having your conflict management strategies. So all these things are challenging. That's what, yes, this is what let me choose. We can say the field of teaching.
Yeah. Because in here in Sudan, like we choose, we study something, but we going up to another thing to be
Yes.
multitasking.
Yes, but I guess I'm not. I didn't go so far from my field
Yeah.
because I teach. I studied science. Now I'm teaching science,
Yeah.
so I'm not going so far.
What do you think like the teacher faces when he teaches students? Because any teacher he has his own skills.
Yes.
Because if the skills it doesn't work with the students, it's a kind of difficult. But for you as Ahmed, what's the difficulty you facing when you teach the students?
Okay, let me say that the difficulties that it's going to face you depends on the age that you teach.
Yeah.
Okay, uh, whenever you are teaching different ages, you will find different difficulties.
Yeah.
I teach from 7 years old up to 50 years old, not 15, 50.
50 years
Yes,
old.
here in the center, I taught people in 40 something, 50 something years old. So I face different types of personalities. I face different types of difficulties. Uh, as a teacher, you should not have only one way to solve a problem, only one way to deliver information. This is how the field of teaching is challenging because in each single day you should have different way of dealing with people because you will face different people. If you just deal with them in the same way, actually you are not going to have any positive impact. So to have this impact, you should change the way that you deal with people.
If you like see the students their mood is not good or they are not dealing with you, they do not understand you, you change the way you teach them to make them or to change their mood to be better.
Exactly. You should change yourself, change the way that you act, change everything, change even the environment of the class to suit the students, to suit their behaviors. So that's why I keep repeating that teaching is challenging field.
Even like what I like it about many teacher, they in here is better because in here some people they build their character. Because in university they do not teach you to present yourself, to have presentation or this stuff. But even many teacher, even games, because teacher can give game.
Yes.
The student can play or we change their mood. It's a good way than the school
Yes, exactly.
university.
Yes.
Yeah. What advice you always give to the students? Because some students they want to have a positive energy, and they think like uh, you're energetic them to be more energetic to learn or to keep going. What you advise always to say to them?
Okay, again, it depends on the students that I'm teaching. For example, in the school, I'm giving completely different advice. Here, I'm giving completely different advice.
Yeah,
Why? Because here I'm dealing with people whom are already adult enough. So I cannot I'm not going to discipline them from the beginning. But there I'm dealing with the parents at the school are depending 100% on us and discipline and the behavior side.
yeah,
So the advice that you should give there should be related firstly to their personality, to their behaviors. But here you are not, their behavior here for the adult people, it's not your concern. You just focus on how can they get what they are here for, which is getting this language. So here the advice is going to be almost related to the English language. How can they organize themselves? How can they uh, master some skills? How can they work on some weakness point? This is about teaching adult. But about teaching kids, I told you it's completely different. You're not going to be focusing more about the knowledge that you give more than the behavior that they have.
yeah. It's good. Uh, do you like teaching?
Of course,
Really?
of course.
Okay. Um, if you have a character like you're choosing, I'm not saying just in a student, even in life, like friend or whatever person you choose. Do you like certain personality for that person to have? Which personality or character you need that person to have? Even friend, or even the people you deal with them.
You mean if I can choose a character?
Character, yeah.
Actually, I will choose my principal
Principle,
at work.
yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Nelson. He
Yeah.
is the principal at work. He always, let's say, he's building a supportive environment around us all the time.
Yeah.
So whenever, even when we commit mistakes, he keeps saying that we are all learning. You will keep repeating that I make some mistakes, and he will say, yes, we are all learning. We are all learning. He never get mad from anything. He never be angry. I never see him angry. This is a character that I like, and if you ask me, when will you imagine yourself after 5 years? I will say just I'm imagining myself as a principal for United World International School in a place of Mr. Nelson.
You said you need principles. You just, but what I mean, like character, like
Yes,
brave
the
or
principal.
honest.
Ah,
This
okay.
character, because from me personally, if you ask me, I like honest people. Because
Yes,
if I want someone is even trust, I can't say trust because I want to trust to that person. Even friend, if I can make a relationship, I want to trust them. I need him to be honest. This is the first
yes.
of all thing.
Ah,
But for you, what the things you want for a person, friend, or whatever person?
I need the obviousness actually. The
What?
obviousness.
Obvious. You want to be
Even though
honest.
I'm not obvious.
Yeah.
Yes. But I like it. I
You
like
need,
the obvious people.
yeah. People they are not changing.
Not just they are not chance. You can read whatever they feel in their face.
Yeah.
But by looking at your face, you will know what they are feeling. What do they think about you? What do they think about? What do they leave the situation that they leave now? You know everything, but by just looking at their face.
Okay. The last we have short question. Describe yourself. Describe Ahmed in just one word.
In just one word,
Yeah.
I can say brave.
Brave. You're
Yes,
brave.
yes, enough.
Enough.
Brave enough. Yes,
Yeah.
because you said only one word, I said brave. But if they are two words, brave enough.
Brave enough. But brave, like you face anything. You don't have fear, like um, even to speak, because even a student, like you can learn them to stand up and to speak, to be brave.
Yes.
Did you like teach this character to the student, like to be
Of
brave?
course, of course,
Yeah.
of course. I'm giving nowadays precisely. I'm giving presentation for students 7 years old.
Yeah.
They stand and giving presentation about parts of the body.
Yeah.
This morning they were speaking about the respiratory system. 7 years old, speaking about the lungs and all this stuff, and they have, let's say, 100 knowledge about this. But the idea is standing in front of people.
It's hard.
Yes,
It's hard for in the first time. It's hard. But
yes.
when
And every time
when
it's
you
hard.
learn it, like it's become easy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
The best moment for Ahmed.
The
Best
best
word.
moment, the day that I wear the badge as a teacher. The
The
day
day
that
like
I wear the badge at my first day teaching here
you
at EDC.
know, you become so happy.
Yes, I was so happy. I still have the pictures from that day.
You know, because it's like best job you have.
Exactly.
Consider it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's the worst moment.
The worst moment that I have before, I can say that the day that I lost someone without mentioning names.
You meant what?
Lost someone without mentioning names. The
Um,
day when I lost someone.
okay,
Okay.
because everyone really because I asked this question because when a person loses someone it's
Yes, very
so
difficult.
hard because and even yourself you cannot tolerate this because you can be depression. We have a lot of
Exactly.
psychological problem.
Exactly.
It's
Yes.
good.
We are very complicated as human beings. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Anytime.
بالفيديو والاشتراك في القناة تشجيعا لنا لنستمر بنشر المزيد إن شاء الله.